Hello everyone. I hope all of you are able to listen my voice. So our today's session, in this session, I will mainly explain you about the Qlikview product. In the meanwhile, if any of you is having any doubt or the query or any kind of question, you can use the chat box here, or you can raise your hand so that I can unmute the participant and then he can ask his question. So let me start. So just a minute. So this is me. My name is Abhijit Bansode. I'm working in IT industry for around 8 years, and of that around half of experience is totally in the Qlikview in development of business intelligence application. So throughout my career I have worked in almost all the life cycles of all the stages of this life cycle of software development, and right now I'm working with one of the leading investment bank based out in India in Pune. So you can have a walk through my profile. So I've done my basic education in engineering. After that I've done the diploma of advanced computing. You can have the look into some of the notable projects which are done for around for leading MNCs in the world, of which the most exciting project was with Hitachi. It was relating to their software business of Hitachi within the world. So they sell their products and all that, managing their warehouse. So all projects are typically in the Qlikview. So it was the enterprise deployment of the Qlikview in all the projects. So I'll first let you know the agenda of this whole Qlikview agenda and the table of contents of this whole Qlikview demo. Uh, as as we go on learning the Qlikview, all these products. So we'll also look into the architecture of the Qlikview. Hello, is able to hear me? So next we will be helping ourselves to actually using the Qlikview. We'll see some basic examples of how to interact with the Qlikview, and from this lesson we will start actual hands-on on the Qlikview tool, which is publicly available for the personal edition, and now I'm going to provide you the software for the personal use of the Qlikview. After learning different types of objects in the Qlikview, we'll start using extracting the data from multiple data sources into the Qlikview, and we'll see how the data model can be created in the Qlikview, and we'll be doing this with the help of some real life and practical examples. So I'll be providing you with the data also. After doing, after getting to know how to load data into the Qlikview, we'll see the basic UI designing concepts in the Qlikview, like what is the sheet, how can I design the sheet so that it looks good for on the dashboard. So we'll work on the concept called DAR, which is Dashboard Analysis and Reporting, and we'll utilize all the Qlikview sheet objects in that. So rather than explaining you the object one by one, what I'll have a real life example to build certain application in order to accomplish certain tasks, and within that application we can try and use the different Qlikview objects so that it would be more helpful for you to understand the real life real-time uses of each sheet object. So once utilizing while utilizing all script objects, will further dive into the deeper how to make some transformations into the script which we use to load the data into the Qlikview. So we'll also see some best practices for the data modeling. Like we know, as most of us are aware of ETL system, that we have the facts and dimension, and there are a lot of challenges we face to deal with multiple facts, then dimension without fact. So how to handle such challenges in the Qlikview, and how to make our data model efficient. So we'll look into that. Then Qlikview provides some good features to transform and clean the data using its inbuilt features. So we'll look into that with the help of some real-time example. If I'm getting the source file from many different type of database, how can I merge that merge those source files into the single table, which is clean and ready to use for the analysis. So once we are done with the transformation in the script level, we'll jump into the UI level, whereby we will study the different type of expressions which we use to create the sheet objects, to show the sheet objects in the form of graphs and gadgets and all that. So there are a lot of there is varieties of syntax available to write the expression in the Qlikview, so we'll go through that. Then next to that, we'll learn a very important concept known as set analysis. So set analysis is basically to iterate the data block irrespective of the current selection, and that's what is after set analysis. We'll see how the Qlikview applications which will involve the 2-tier model, 3-tier model, and how we can use the already created applications. That is, we can clone the data model from one Qlikview application to another. So we'll see that concepts After that, we'll look into the security part into the Qlikview application. As we know that since Qlikview can be used as a standalone desktop application as well as the web application, so security is more important. So how we can implement the security in Qlikview? So the next chapter will be related to security. So we'll actually now start with the first session, so to help you understand what exactly is Qlikview. And so let me first tell you that Qlikview is the product developed by Qlikview, which was the company which was founded in 1993 in Sweden, but now it has its headquarters moved to the US. So Qlikview is a tool used for business intelligence, and business intelligence is defined by the Gartner as it is an umbrella that includes the application, infrastructure, tools, and the best practice that enables access to and analyze the information to improve and optimize the decision and performance, so that it can help the end users in making their decisions accurately. So this is the definition of business intelligence as defined by the Gartner. So following this definition, the Qlikview is the tool which will enable to access to information to optimize the analysis and the usage of this information, and which in turn can improve and optimizes business decisions. So this is the definition, this is the information about what the product is. So will lot of you will ask that I got some chat there. So we'll first see how does Qlikview is differ from traditional BI sources, traditional BI tools. At Qlikview, they pride themselves of taking approach to the business intelligence other than which is different than the companies like SAP, Oracle, and IBM. So the main aim of Qlikview is to put the tools in the hands of business users, allowing them to become self-sufficient because they can perform their own analysis. And in 2001, the leading industry analyst firm has noticed this approach as well, and they have created a subcategory for the data discovery tools in its yearly market evaluation, the Magic Quadrant of Business Intelligence Platform, and Qlikview was named the poster child for this new category of BI tools. So Qlikview describes itself as a business discovery rather than just the data discovery, because it believes that discovering a business intelligence, business insights is much more important than discovering the data. So the diagram which you can see on the screen, this explains that this explains the main difference between Qlikview and other traditional BI sources. As we know that the main data extraction logic here, which lies here, so the main IT department is mainly involved in extracting the data and then the preparation of the data in case of traditional BI tools. So once the data is prepared, so the managed report are generated of that data, which then can be used by the end user as a pre-calculated dashboards. But the thing which we see with the Qlikview is different. Here, it enables the business user to create their own analysis. This means that any user can go and extract the data into the Qlikview with the help of very simple syntax. So there is no need to learn any complex transformation or the SQLs involved in extracting of the data. So once this is extract, the end users can, of course, some kind of a complex transformation are required to be done by IT only. So, and once this transformation are done, the Qlikview dynamic dashboard can be developed in very short period of time. So, and the business users then can access this dashboard as a self-service dashboards, create their own ad hoc reports of this, and then change their analysis dimension and the measures on fly. So this is how Qlikview is different from the traditional BI sources. Just give me 1 minute. So, what's the main difference between Qlikview and other BI sources? Its associative user experience, where traditional BI use predefined paths, as we can see from the diagram, that in traditional BI we use some predefined paths to navigate and explore data, while Qlikview allows its user to take whatever route they want. This is far more best way to explore the data, and we at Qlikview describes this as working the way your mind works. So let me explain this with the help of some example. As you can see in the diagram, while in typical BI solution, we will need to start selecting by region first. So we'll first select region, then drill down step by step to the drill path. After region, we'll select state probably, then the product, and after that we'll get the related salesperson which sells the product in that particular region and particular state. So, and in Qlikview, we can choose whatever entry point we want. So we can either click on state, we can click on region, or the product, or the salesperson. So you can follow any path you want. We are then shown only the data related to that selection. That is, in our next selection, we can go whenever we want. It is relatively more flexible than other BI sources. I will explain this concept with the help of some real-time dashboard, real-time example of the dashboards. So you can see this is the screenshot of the one of the dashboard developed in Qlikview, and this dashboard is taken freely downloaded once you have the copy of Qlikview. This application name is What's New in Qlikview 11. So from this screenshot, you can see that in quarter field Q3 is selected. This Q3 is selected in quarter 3, and in sales representative list box cart length is selected, right? We can see these because these values are in green, which in Qlikview means that they have been selected. When the selection is made, the interface is automatically updated to not only show which data is associated with selection, but also which data is not associated with the selection. So the associated data, which we can see that these 4 countries are associated with this salesperson. So the associated data has a white background, while non-associated data has a gray background. These 2 countries are non-associated. Uh, we know that the association can be pretty obvious. It is no surprise that Q3 is correspond to July, August, and September. However, at other times, sometimes not so obvious insights, such as the information that we can make from this selection is that my sales representative cartilage has not sold any product into these 2 countries, Germany and Spain. And this extra information, which is not featured in traditional BI tools, can be of great value as it starts the new starting point of investigation. So this is what the associative user experience is in Qlikview. So we'll see how the Qlikview is being adopted in the for any business. There is also a difference between Qlikview and traditional BI solution in the way it is typically rolled out within the company. We know that traditional BI suites are often uh, implemented by top-down approach, where IT first select a BI tool for entire company and but Qlikview often takes a bottom-up adoption part. Business users in a single department adopt the Qlikview, then its users spread from there. So often a business user will decide to download a Qlikview to see if it can solve his problem. When other users within the same department notice the product, they started liking the product, so they also showed their interest and they also downloaded their copy too. And then to be able to share this document, they decided to purchase few license for the department. Then other department also started taking notice also. So other department also started using the Qlikview. So this is how Qlikview can gain the traction within the organization. Before long, IT and senior management also take a notice, and eventually a leading enterprise-wide adoption of Qlikview has been taken place. So sorry, there were some questions from few attendees. So we are just seeing how's the adoption part for Qlikview. So we'll see what are the main features why to choose Qlikview among other business intelligence products. As we can see from this slide that it has more than 80,000 users in and 30,000 customer in 105 countries. The click take is awarded for the highest growth rate for the succeeding quarters, and it has very high innovation rate for its product. As I can say from my experience that I started working on Qlikview on version 8, and from then it's version 11, and I can see a lot more innovation that being uh, took place into the product development. So uh, in product Qlikview version 8, there were a lot of functionalities there. Those were need to in order to accomplish those tasks, we need to do some complex coding, do some workarounds, so that are readily available in version 11. So this is why it is a very much innovative product, and day by day the ClickTech guys are focusing more on the innovation. So the upcoming version is Qlikview.next, which is also giving me the capabilities to do the direct discovery, to connect with the data source in the clouds and all that. So, and these are the figures from the Gartner research of December 2012 that 48% of the business intelligence market is occupied by the ClickTech software, that is Qlikview. So we'll now see what is the technology behind Qlikview, and what are the components of the functional and the architecture components of it. So one of the key elements of Qlikview is that it utilizes its in-memory database compared with the disk-based database, which offers this in-memory database offers a great advantage when it comes to performance. While disk-based time is measured in milliseconds, the RAM access time is measured in microseconds, many times magnitude faster than millisecond. But hold on, you may say that my hard disk has much more space than I have the RAM in my PC. Won't that mean that I can only load limited amount of data into the memory? So this is very valid question, and fortunately there are two factors which can counter this potential problem. We know that the cheap memory and the advancement of the 64-bit processor and the operating system, while 1 megabyte of memory in 1957 would have cost a staggering US $410 million, nowadays a gigabyte can be had for less than US $5. And coupled with the 64-bit operating system, which can address a much larger amount of RAM than 32-bit system, it is affordable to load huge amount of data into the RAM. And not only this, Qlikview utilizes some clever sophisticated compression algorithms such as deduplicating of data to significantly reduce the amount of memory that is required to store the data. And typically on this data is compressed to 10% of its original size when it's loaded into the Qlikview. And these two factors make it possible to create Qlikview applications that contain 100 millions, even billions of records. While in-memory database is an excellent technology, but it cannot work on its own. Functionally, data flows through Qlikview in the following manner, as you can see in the diagram. It starts with the source data, like our different ODBC, OLFDB data sources, or the flat files, CSV, Excel, and so on. There are also many different connectors available, ranging from the big enterprise applications such as SAP, or the connector for the social networks such as Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. The data is loaded into the Qlikview using the load script. Uh, and the script can be used to extract, transform, and load the data in the memory or the data model, and or to store it to the disk in the intermediately data files known as QD files. What are the QD files? We'll see that in the later section. Data in the in-memory database is stored in an unaggregated format, meaning that all aggregations are calculated on fly. This simplifies the data modeling in Qlikview, as there is no need to create the separate aggregation table. And then the selection made by user automatically cascade through the entire data model, and these changes are shown by the Qlikview presentation engine. So automatic cascading of this data once the selection is made. We have seen this example in the previous slide, that my salesperson cart link has selected some product and all that. And then Qlikview application can be presented in multiple kinds. The Windows application we used earlier is the example of client itself. We'll cover the other examples, like installed exes are there, which we have used previously. Then the plugin client is also there, which will only work with the Internet Explorer. Then Ajax client is there, which can work with any type of browser. We can also view the Qlikview reports on iPad, iPhone, then Android, BlackBerry, and also the distribution of Qlikview reports is possible in terms of PDF. We can directly mail the Qlikview reports to the desired people. So this is how the functional overview of Qlikview. So having seen this, we know that Qlikview deployments within organization often start with the single or the local installation, but they often do not stay in that way. As the use of Qlikview expand, it will be difficult to keep the track of the versions, dealing with the huge amount of data, reloading and distribution of this application, and making sure that only the right people have access to this application. So fortunately, Qlikview offers us a large range of components, which ensures that Qlikview can scale from local deployment on a laptop to all way to an enterprise-wide solution. And these components can be classified into three categories. The first one is a create content, then reload content, then consume content. So we'll see each content one by one by looking at this diagram. We'll first see the create content, the slide in which I have shown you one example of the Qlikview dashboard. This dashboard is developed in a Qlikview developer, which is nothing but a create content. So the Qlikview reports are all type of Qlikview reports are created by using a Qlikview developer, and this developer is a personal edition of Qlikview developer can be downloaded from the QlikTech site for the personal use. After that comes the reload, publish, and distribute content. We know that when the deployment goes enterprise-wide, it becomes impractical to update and distribute the file manually. Also, data are loaded into the RAM when using a local Windows application to open Qlikview files. When working with huge amount of data, each PC would need a huge amount of RAM, and this might work for the developer PC, but it is hardly a cost-effective solution to outfit each user in the organization. So fortunately, Qlikview has three components to address these potential problems. For the first one, the main first component in this reload, publish, and distribute content is the Qlikview publisher. This component can take care of reloading, reducing, and distributing the Qlikview documents. And we can also schedule or trigger the jobs by the external events. When Qlikview publisher has not been licensed, Qlikview server can handle the task of reloading the Qlikview document. So it is the optional component. If you need to uh, schedule your jobs of reloading and distributing it to the end user in the form of PDFs and all that, you can ask for the Qlikview publisher license. And if you don't need a distribution of the report in the form of PDF, you can you will not need to get this Qlikview publisher license. So we'll jump for the Qlikview server part. So Qlikview server is the centralized server which can load Qlikview documents into the server memory and allows client to interact with these documents remotely by using one of the Qlikview clients which we have explained previously. In addition to provide a central place where the documents are stored, this also has the advantage of clients of not needing a huge amount of RAM and CPU cores. The clients do not need to load all the data locally, and the processing power of the server is used for calculating and aggregating all the data. And then comes the third component as Qlikview access point. It is nothing but a web application or the portal which users can use to access their document. So finish with the reload, consume, and for distribute content. We will jump onto the consume content. As we have seen that Qlikview documents can be consumed in multiple ways. We'll see each client one by one. First one is the Ajax or the plugin client. There are two options for the consumptions of the Qlikview documents via web browser, and these two options are install plugin or the Ajax Internet Explorer plugin or the Ajax client. The first option is then ActiveX plugin, that is a Internet Explorer plugin. While this plugin offers an experience that is closest to the native Windows application, that is install exe, it only works for the Internet Explorer and requires that the Qlikview plugin software to be installed on each client PC. And because rolling of the software to each client PC might not be a practical, and because there are web browser other than the Internet Explorer, there is also a second option, the Ajax client. This client does not require any software at the client side and works with all the modern browsers. The another type of consume contents are the iPad and other tablets. So Mobile devices with the smaller screen, such as most smartphones, can use the special version of Ajax client, the small device version. And instead of displaying the complete worksheet, which would be unreadable on the small screen, this client shows each object like chart by chart or one by one. Then we also have a Qlikview workbench and SharePoint web parts. Using Qlikview workbench, objects from the Qlikview document can be embedded into the .NET based web application. SharePoint web parts can be used to embed the objects from Qlikview documents into the SharePoint sites. And in addition to all these clients that allow interaction with the Qlikview documents and with additional licenses, there is also an option to distribute the static reports in the form of PDF with the help of Qlikview Publisher. So we can also distribute the Qlikview reports in the form of PDF. While going through this list of clients, you would probably notice that the Ajax client is the most versatile of all the clients, while it hasn't always been that way. Nowadays, that the visual and functional differences between Ajax client and ActiveX clients are small enough for Ajax client to be considered preferred other than the other type of consume components for the Qlikview. So this was this is how the different components of the Qlikview are built in. So I think I'm done with this first session. If anybody is having any question, they can ask me in the chat box, can raise their hands. Yeah, I think Bob has some question. Bob, are you able to hear me?
No, sorry, no question.
Okay. Venu, do you have any question? Yeah.
Yeah. So is that Qlikview for only for dashboard reporting, or is used for transactional reporting also?
Qlikview is used for all the purposes. Like we can create some dashboards, we can do the analysis stuff, we can create the reports in the form of tabular views. So we can do all type of business intelligence activities.
Means like in traditional reporting tool, you can create a transactional report, like by giving date range, and we have to create every time the load script for each report.
Yeah. Each Qlikview application will be having a data model. In that data model, I will be having all the fields which will be required on the UI part. So if you want to create a date, like you have said, I'll be having my particular fields in my master calendar, and I'll load that table into the Qlikview and associated that calendar with my actual data model, and thereby I can accomplish this functionality, that having the date range to filter and select the data.
Because some users wants to they want exact current data from database. So,
Correct.
So whenever the report executes, it pulls the load script runs and pulls the data from database and displays in the report, right?
Yeah, correct. There is a concept called as incremental load. So this concept is mainly regarding to load only the updated and the new data from the database into the Qlikview. So this is altogether a big concept whereby we will utilize QVD files. So QVD is a Qlikview data file, which are proprietary Qlikview files, which are designed to act as a intermediate data storage for the Qlikview. So what we normally do is uh, we normally extract the data from database and store it into the QVD files. And
It's like metadata?
yeah, it's like metadata.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And this QVD file, loading data from this QVD file is normally 10 to 100 times faster than loading the data from any traditional data source.
So basically we need to create load script for each report. Like
Right.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Venu.
Is it work with MySQL?
Sorry, pardon?
Is it compatible with MySQL database?
Yeah, it can connect to all type of data sources provided that its driver is installed on the machine. MySQL has the ODBC driver. Then we can connect with the MySQL database.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the client part means for only it works with the Internet Explorer, or it works with all the Explorer,
As I explained that the plugin client is work only with the Internet Explorer, while the Ajax client works in all the modern browsers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you, Venu. We are getting more question from Lohit. Yes, Lohit.
Yes, my question is regarding the how to use consume content. Let's say, for example, I create a software using Qlikview, and if I want to sell the software to my clients, will my clients have to buy Qlikview, or can they just use Ajax browser, or like any Google Chrome or any kind of browsers to use my software?
Okay. So, Lohit, I can hear some background noise from your side.
Was my question clear, or should I repeat that?
Yeah. So, to answer your question, once we create the reports in using Qlikview developer, we have different options to publish that report. My client can directly use the Qlikview developer to go through that reports, or they can use any of these clients. So if my client has decided to use the Qlikview developer, they have the personal edition available freely, which they can use to view the dashboard. But that dashboard should be created within that personal edition only. And if my client want to give access to many different users for the Qlikview dashboard, then in that case the client need to purchase a Qlikview server license, whereby this is the machine where the Qlikview server service will be running, and this service will be taking care of all the reloading and running of the Qlikview application. So yes, once this Qlikview service has been purchased, I can access this application in any of the Ajax enabled browser, so that consume content is not really means sellable quantity. If you have the consume content which provide the Ajax functionality, you can very much consume the Qlikview dashboard. But yes, for the deployment of the Qlikview application. Sorry, pardon your question?
Yeah, actually, I mean, you pretty much answered my question, but the overall point is you are saying if I were to create this software which can be used by any user or any company, so if I get that right, the companies need to purchase Qlikview server, right?
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And sorry.
Unmuted.
Yeah, tell me, Lohit.
Will you be taking, like, walking us through an example of how you create the content and reload, publish, and consume content on this podcast?
I'll be creating all the application with the help of Qlikview developer, and I'll be providing you the software of a Qlikview developer personal edition so that we can simultaneously create the reports, and I'll be cover the details on how to publish the Qlikview report into the server. But since we don't have the license right now, will not be actually doing the publishing of the Qlikview report into the server. But yes, I'll be covering the details on how to do it. Hello, Lohit. Hello.
Unmuted.
Yes, Abhijit. Yeah, thanks very much for answering my questions.
Yeah, thank you, Lohit. We got some other question from Malo. Yeah.
Hey, hi. The
Hi.
way Venu asked a question about connecting the fact and dimensions. So my question was related that if you have a multiple facts, then in that scenario how you will manage that the same things within your one dashboard or with the multiple sheets, or
Okay.
maybe with if you have a sales figure, if you have a finance figure, and if you have a production figures, and the management want to see the data from all the three facts and with the dates, especially date and time dimension, then how will it be managed? I was curious to ask that.
Okay. To answer this, each Qlikview dashboard has its own data model. So to create this data model, I need to load the tables, and to load the tables, Qlikview provides the interface known as Qlikview script editor. So it is a part of Qlikview developer. Using that script editor, I can extract the data from many different sources, and after extraction I can perform some basic transformation as well as the advanced transformation, and this include handling the multiple facts. So how we can handle these facts? We can either create a link table, we can concatenate these facts if the granularity is same. So all this kind of transformation can be performed at the Qlikview script editor, and this once the transformation is performed in the script editor, that clean data is being loaded into the final data model.
Okay, so you mean to tell that even apart from your ab initio or Informatica or SSIS or whatever, you are doing your ETL, but moreover Qlikview is also doing some internal ETL?
Yeah. Qlikview is a standalone product for all the data warehouse application. It normally does not need other ETL tool to perform the normal ETL tasks. So Qlikview has the ability to perform all kind of ETL within the Qlikview developer. So we can do the lookups on master files, we can concatenate the fact, we can handle the slowly changing dimensions. Qlikview has some inbuilt functions to perform this task.
So you mean to say Qlikview can directly handle from the OLTP, you no need to design the OLAP database or something?
Yeah, we can directly extract the data from the raw data from database, and we can create the facts and dimension within the Qlikview itself.
so you can use your OLTP as a source, and
Yeah.
you no need to
Yeah.
design OLAP database or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. Even I work on most of the projects whereby we are directly getting the data in the form of flat text file or the Excel file directly from the OLTP application, and we are using that application into the Qlikview directly without any intermediate data warehouse layer.
Okay, but like, what if, like, so do you mean to say that Qlikview is only able to work with a small range of data? Like, what if, like the way your biodata is telling that we have worked with banking and such stuff. So right now I'm working with a Kroger, and like we have certain stuff like that in their store. They have around 7,000 stores across US, and
Okay.
within that store they have various what do you call it, refrigerator, and from each refrigerator they have somewhat uh, 30 to 50
Okay.
temperature controls, and each
Okay.
temperature control is sending information after every 30 minutes to the server that what is my
Okay.
temperature. So
Okay.
we are having tons of data daily. My 1 month's data is a 3 terabyte. So
Okay.
in that scenario, like if we are gonna touch the OLTP, then will it be really worth, or like we have to go for all that? Because like
Yeah. For
we are getting every 30 minutes a new data.
Yeah. For this kind of data sources, there is a concept of incremental loading in Qlikview with the help of QED files. So QED files, which are explained earlier, is that they are the proprietary Qlikview files which are mainly created to increase the performance of loading time. So normally the enterprise level Qlikview deployments are often a multi-tiered. So normally a 3-tier architecture. So the first tier is normally extracting a data from raw database, then store those data into the QED files. Then the second tier will extract the data from these QED files, perform the transformation, do the cleaning of data, and create the cleansed data, and again store those cleansed data into the second level of QED files. And the final layer, that is the user interface level, will then load the data from this cleansed QED. So this is how the architecture of Qlikview is there, and since the actual dashboard doesn't need to directly go to the raw database, source database, so the first tier and the second tier are at the back end will do the task of refreshing the data, getting the updated data, and at the same time my user level will not be idle, means the downtime will not be there.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Yeah.
I got my answer.
Yeah. Any other question? I think Ravi has any question. Yes, Ravi.
Hi, Abhijit. The question is about see the slide that you are showing now, the component overview.
Yeah.
So you have we see this the whole development activity, or even the publisher, or the implementations, or the consume content, in 3 separate parts:
Yeah.
create content, reload, and consume. Right?
Yeah.
In a real-time environment, coming to the job responsibilities, how are these tasks distributed between different, between different set of resources, human resources? Like, you have separate people that does the create content part,
Yeah.
people who does the reload, publish, and is it how it is, or and there are no boundaries between the whole activity? how is it, a typical development environment, how is it done?
In typical development environment, normally the publishing and deployment of the reports is normally done by the people who handle the server, that is Qlikview server.
Okay.
As the size of data is more, the Qlikview servers are the separate machines, so which are hosted in the secured environment. So normally we used to request the access for this server to deploy our application. We create the job, and then after that the handling those job, then getting the production logs of that jobs that are normally done by the admin people, which handles the server.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a follow-up question. This is, more in terms of, I'm not from, data warehouse background, though I
Okay.
have, quite a bit of experience in the IT industry. Given that, you said Qlikview has a built-in ETL functionality, right?
Right.
How strong or how functionally rich that functionality of Qlikview compared to the other ETL tools that we have in the market? The question is, is there for any project at any given time, is there any need for a separate ETL tool to refine the data before Qlikview's ETL functionality is used to further refine it and then create the QVD files for the application use?
Yeah, there must be a deciding factor of to which tasks can be performed more efficiently in other ETL tools than in Qlikview. If you have the other ETL tool in place and you have already created some implementation in the ETL, so better to do such ETLs using our traditional ETL tool and have the cleansed data in Qlikview. If you want to do a smaller deployment of Qlikview, but in case of the enterprise deployment, yes, all the ETLs can be possible into the Qlikview.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Avijit. I think that's all I had.
Okay. Thank you, Ravi. Yes, Santa, you have any question? Hello. 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 Yes, Santa, you have any question? Hello. Yeah, Anji Babu, you have any question? Nanda?
Yeah. The question is like, if I compare like traditional like ETL tools like Informatica or Ab initio with this Qlikview, when I gone through any like Google forums, but no one says like this Qlikview tool will works as a ETL tools. which is in the existing market. But now you are saying this Qlikview also works as a ETL tool. So are you saying this ETL tool works as for only validating data or something, or you can build the networks and you can run the business?
Actually, Nanda, normally the traditional ETL task. Hello?
Abhijit, like, can you tell me like how it's going to work as a ETL tool, like with comparing to Informatica or Ab initio?
Since Qlikview provides its own platform to design the transformation, to load the data, to clean the data, and to build a data model as a Snowflake or the Snowflake schema, we can say that, and it is very much possible to have a Qlikview for the complete enterprise development if we are not planning to opt for any ETL tool. Of course, having the cleansed data into the Qlikview, like having a already prepared data warehouse with the help of any ETL tool would be very much efficient. But if that is not means mandatory, if you don't have the ETL tool, then also you can do your transformation and all kind of stuff in Qlikview.
Now, if you say like if it's a worker tool, then every business can go without Informatica tool or Ab initio tool, right? Why they are going with like ETL tools when they have the Qlikview tool?
Maybe the Qlikview's ETL capability is new, and they have come up with a new component, overall new component for the Qlikview, which is known as a Qlikview Expressor, which provides me all the facilities to create the jobs like the one which data stage ETL tool provides. So most of the businesses have already set up their ETL architecture with the help of standard ETL suite. So this can be the reason that the already existing applications are still using ETL tool.
Okay, if any company purchase this Qlikview tool, if they want to run particular business every day at 12 a.m., so they can schedule the job and run in the Qlikview?
Yeah, very much.
So if it's possible, like which tool Qlikview is using? Like Qlikview is using any scheduler tool to do that one? So how the jobs will run in the Qlikview?
Jobs for what jobs to extract the data or to perform some distribution.
See, the job can do anything like
Yeah.
it can extract the data or create the reports. If I want, if you go with Informatica, if I want a particular job to run at 12 a.m., there is a scheduler where I am going to create and keep the job is going to run. So in the Qlikview, so do we have that facility to keep? Really, I'm wondering.
In Qlikview, the Qlikview server and Qlikview publisher, we can access these components with the help of one web application which is known as Qlikview Management Console. So that management console will provide me the ability to create the jobs at what time, which report to run. So in that report, I can write the logic to extract the data from database and store it to the place wherever I want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. In the meanwhile, I'll share some contact details of us with you. In case if you guys have any doubt relating to anything about this particular course, you can anytime contact this email IDs or this numbers. So you may like to note it down. Yeah, Venu, do you have any more questions?
Yeah, I have a couple of questions.
Okay.
First question is, say, to have a standard data, it has like million records in it. So typically, how long it will take for a dashboard to load with, dashboard to load on that data?
It is means all depends upon what is your hardware architecture on the Qlikview server. Means how much is your RAM, what is configuration of the CPU. So it will all depends upon these factors.
What would be the standard or default? Minimum RAM that we need to run these Qlikview dashboards.
Normally, the compression factor for Qlikview is 90%. So the 1 GB of data in the hard disk is compressed to 100 MB of data into the RAM. So this is how approximately its size requirements are calculated.
Got it. Thank you. And one last question.
Yeah.
What do I need to know before I get myself trained into Qlikview?
You need to aware of some concepts of the visual designing, how to design the which objects to use at which place, which can be better for the business to get the insights of the data. And apart from that, you doesn't need any prior training in SQL also. So all you will learn in Qlikview itself. It will be good if you have the knowledge of VB programming, because in Qlikview we have the option to write the macros to execute some triggers and some actions. So VB script would be helpful. And the normal if-else syntax, which we can see in the languages like C, CPP, that would be helpful. And you would we would also like you to have the knowledge of the data warehousing concepts like the facts dimension, what are the link tables, what are the slowly changing dimensions and all that.
Right. Great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Venu. Ravi, do you have any more question? Yes, Anil. Yeah.
Abhijit, this is Anil here.
Yeah, Anil.
So it's going to be a daily session for 1 hour.
For 2 hours.
Daily session, it's going to be 2 hours.
Yeah.
For how many days you are going to complete this course?
It will be only on the weekdays, not on weekends.
Okay.
And we are planning to complete all the topics within 36 to 40 hours.
So it's going to be 18 to 20 days, right?
Yeah, right.
So it's going to be about 1 month.
Correct.
and basically, I mean, like this Qlikview is what do you say? We put it on a Unix server, or is it a Windows platform?
Windows first. Right now it is only on Windows platform.
So we shouldn't have to be worried about Unix or some AX and all.
No.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Thank you, Anil. Ravi, Venu, do you still have any question? Yeah, Malo, do you have any question?
Yeah, like I was having one more question. Like, as you said,
Yeah.
it can access the data from different sources. So, like, will it be able
Correct.
to access the data from cubes, like from SSAS cube, or from some other supply provided cubes? So, does it access from directly from the cube?
No, it needs to provider for that cubes. We have the database provider like ODBC driver, OLEDB driver in our system. We need to have a driver or the connector to connect
Yeah,
with
so
that
SQL Server, what Microsoft is giving their SSAS cubes. So SSAS is able to access, right? So can I access the SQL cubes directly from the Qlikview?
If it is accessible using the ODBC or the OLEDB driver, then yes, we can access that cubes. But since I have not yet worked on the cubes, so I cannot answer you this right now. But I'll get back to you in the next session with the answer.
Perfect. Thank you.
Are these cubes accessible with the ODBC driver?
I'm not sure.
Okay. We'll get back to you.
Microsoft supports their with their SharePoint sites and their
If
other stuff they are able to access.
Okay. Okay, Malo, I'll get back to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, Sharik, do you have any question?
Can you hear me?
Hello,
can you hear me?
Yeah, Sharik, tell me.
I just want to know how is it different from Informatica?
So Informatica is purely a ETL tool, and Qlikview provides us ability to generate the dashboards. So it's a business intelligence tool.
Okay, so it doesn't have the ETL features.
Sorry, pardon?
It doesn't have the ETL thing. It's like basically a dashboard thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Kumar. Hello, Kumar.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, Kumar, tell me.
So I just want to know the limitations on RAM, since it is completely a RAM processing.
Yeah.
So how much data can it handle?
Like I said previously, that the amount of RAM which you would need is totally depend upon the size of your data. So there's no limitation as to how much amount of data my Qlikview application can handle if your RAM is satisfied the need of data. So you need to calculate, or you need to decide on how, depending upon your amount of data, you need to figure out how much RAM you would need. And as I said that the compression factor is near about 90%. So 1 GB of data on the hard disk, it's compressed to nearly 100 MB in the RAM.
Okay.
Yeah.
One more question, Abhijit.
Yeah.
So what is the scope of scripting? What is the scope of SQL in Qlikview? So do you really need to know SQL or?
Actually, it is not required to know the SQL, but if you know SQL, then we in Qlikview we can write the queries in two languages. One is SQL and one is AQL, that is associated query language, which is Qlikview specific. So writing AQL doesn't need a prior SQL knowledge, and yes, we can also write the SQL queries into the Qlikview script editor. And these queries will be sent to their particular drivers, their particular data source engines for the execution. So both are possible in Qlikview.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Kumar. Hello, Santa. You have any question?
Yeah.
Hello. Hello. Yeah. Nanda. I think we are done with the questions also. So if you still have any question, you can ask me in the chat box or the questions pane, or you can raise your hand so that I can unmute you. So I don't see any question from anybody. So I'll ending this session. Thank you all for attending the session. Hope to see you next as we study further the Qlikview. Yeah, bye bye. Thank you.